Welcome to this week's episode of Tete-a-Tete with Han Islam. Today I'll be sharing with you tips on how to start believing in yourself. I'm sure some of you have heard of the imposter syndrome, where you think that you are not good enough and you feel that you are where you are today because of just luck, beginner's luck perhaps, but we don't believe in our own abilities and the skills and the knowledge that we actually garnered throughout the years. So today I'm going to share with you some tips to help you start believing in yourself, right? Just a little bit of a story about why I wanted to talk about this today. In the recent years, I have been invited to a number of talks, and sometimes I wonder to myself, what is so special about me that people want to invite me to speak to their audience, and there are so many other people out there who are more qualified, more knowledgeable, more detailed, and they don't get scared on stage like I do sometimes. So same thing with the videos that I share on a weekly basis when I started in March. Sometimes I wonder if there's enough content to share, but when I start talking and recording, I feel like, oh mama, I'm really quite chatty. So it's amazing to sometimes see how others see you, because they seem to see something that you don't see, and that's actually a superpower for some people, and I'm going to teach you how to have the superpower. If you feel like a fraud or a phony, and you feel that somebody's going to find out that you're really not who you are, these tips could help you. It's been proven that the more accomplished we are, the more likely we feel like we're an imposter. And I have friends who are in high places. They are decision makers. They are where they are supposed to be based on their skill sets and their characters and their experience, but they feel that they're imposters. I think they think to themselves, I think the firm is actually planning to get rid of me, and they've been asking about certain things, what I've been up to, how am I feeling, and I really have a feeling that they are going to let me go soon. So for somebody who is in a high position, they feel like they have more to lose. So the thing is, a few weeks later, she found out that they were asking her all these questions because they wanted to promote her, and they were trying to find out whether she was ready to expand across markets, and her readiness to start teaching those who are in her team to take over her skills, her place, right? So we all feel like an imposter from time to time. And even worse is when we decide that we don't have the credentials or knowledge or experience to run a company, or to speak publicly, or to lead trainings, or get opportunities. So we don't even try. And that's the big mistake, because we give up too easily, and we tell ourselves that pursuing these things is just impossible and it's not important enough to pursue them. So we can develop a belief in ourselves. We just got to do our work. Do it for the people in your circle. Develop our skills and show up. That's the most important thing. Continue to learn, unlearn, and learn again. So if you're not ready to embrace your inner superhero, do it for the people around you. Just so that they can see what it looks like to be scared, but do it anyway. So here are some ways to silence your fear and insecurity. I hope it helps you, and I am also practicing it. So first things first, stop underselling yourself. A project manager she actually came to me for some advice. She had worked as a designer before diversifying into social media marketing and community building. So she was pitching for a project, right, at a company that I'm pretty familiar with. So first, I assured her that no one who is actually servicing the company is as close as to where she is, in terms of capacity, in terms of experience. I told her that I knew the value that the project was worth, based on the previous company's value, right? What they pitched for and what they got. So I told her, okay, the previous company managed to get a 200,000 ringgit project with the list of services that they provided. So a few days later, she prepared herself, and then she got invited to present to the team. When they finally brought up the project fee, instead of 200,000 ringgit, she asked for 150,000 ringgit. And obviously, when you're a client, you try to lower the price as much as possible. So they offered her 100,000 ringgit, and she took it. Why? Why would you do that, right? Even though she knew that the company previously actually pitched for a higher value project. So even though she was much more qualified than the previous company who pitched for the job, she doubted herself and her experience. She had textbook imposter syndrome, and as a result, undersold herself. So how many times have you undersold yourself to your client or to your employee? When you do, not only are you leaving cash on the table, you're also telling yourself and everyone around you that you don't value your own abilities. Next time, maybe you could try admitting that you are worth it. Admit that you have put in the work. Admit that you are unique to this opportunity. Admit to your awesomeness and your superpowers. Admit it again and again and again, so that it goes into your head and you start believing it, and you do more work, and the more quality work you churn out, the more the imposter syndrome should go away, right? Because you're not imposting anybody, you're just doing what's best. Another way would be to make your own I'm a star file, perhaps. Create a file, whether digital or a physical file, and gather the work that you have done over the years, so that when you go through this imposter syndrome again, you can look through the file. Put a printout of the emails from your colleagues, from your clients, praising you for the job well done, press clippings that you have worked on for perhaps events that you've worked on or helped produce, reports showing goals achieved or surpassed. This is great for advancing your career. Thank you cards or thank you letters, award certificates, and so on. So from nothing or teeny to special, extra special, every little piece of evidence will help you believe in yourself. Whenever you need a reminder, this book will help you, this file will help you. Another thing that could help you assess yourself would be to assemble a group of trustworthy friends or contacts to actually come and view how you perform. This is more for those who appear on stage quite often or present to people quite often, because you cannot really see yourself presenting unless you have a recording of yourself. So if you cannot get your friends to come and watch you perform or present, to give you their feedback, then perhaps you could record yourself. This would be good for maintaining checks and balances, to ensure that they cheer you on, they challenge you, and they review your performance so that you can always improve yourself. Of course, they should be from different backgrounds, so they're not biased. In terms of cultural background, in terms of thinking, occupation, thinking sets, attitudes. Like my friends, they come from all kinds of paths, right? I've got creative types, I've got serious types, I've got corporate types, I've got entrepreneur friends. So everybody comes from a different background, and they have different things to share with me so that I can improve myself. But of course, not just think about yourself, think about them too. So this circle of friends, you can also give them your support so that they also become more confident about their abilities. Challenge and support each other, discover what you're capable of doing, and then combine your powers. So I hope this will help you overcome your imposter syndrome, and I hope you will start believing in yourselves. So if you have a tip to share with the community on how to start believing in themselves, do share your comments below, and I'll see you next week. Bye.